Yo, what is up YouTube? It's your boy Vizky, and we back with another ASMR video. I got some new followers, some new subscribers from that last video, and y'all really seem to like that video, so I appreciate all the love that I got on that most recent video. It does mean a lot. All that positive feedback is the reason I do these types of videos. I try to spread my knowledge, the things I learned through the podcast, the books, talking to people. It's the reason I try to spread it to y'all, and y'all are just reinforcing that positive energy back into me, so I really do appreciate that. It's all love. I love y'all. But with that being said, for today's video, I wanted to talk about the topic of falling in love with failing. Hearing that might sound a little funny, just being okay with failing, falling in love with failing. That's very embarrassed, but when you think about it, if you kind of have to shift your mindset, shift your mental, and when you do, it'll make sense, because when you fall in love with the process of failing, again, I feel like this is one of the key steps of success for people, because in my eyes, or in general, when you think about failing, you think of it as a bad thing, you think of it with a negative connotation. Failing, you fail a math test, you failed your goal, you didn't reach your goal, you failed. Failure, that's a harsh word. Someone calling you a failure, someone telling you failed, that's a harsh word. It's very direct, right here, you feel it right here. But again, when you shift your mindset to think about failure in a positive connotation, I believe it'll help you become the person you want to be. It'll help you shift into this new person that you're trying to become. And with that being said, the first point I wanted to bring up is to understand that failure is a requisite to success. And what I mean by that is, to become successful, you must fail. Think about any successful person in the world: Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos. And not even on that level. Think about the owner of Walmart. Think about any successful person on a personal level. Some of y'all might have rich friends, rich uncles, some of y'all parents might be wealthy, but for most of us that's not the case. So that's why I gave those big examples. But anyway, just any successful person has had to fail to get to where they are at this given moment in time. Failure is a requisite to success. To be successful, you must fail. It's not going to be peaches and cream. You must go through the trials and tribulations. Again, like I said in the last video, the pyramids weren't built in a day. I'm pretty sure when whoever built the pyramids, they had to go some type of trial and error. This brick, they tried to put a brick right here and it didn't fit. They had to chop it down, trim it down to get the perfect fit for that. Think about everything in the world. Someone had to fail. This laptop that I'm talking to right now, this mic that I'm speaking into, it took trial and error to make it and get it. It took prototypes. It took endless nights of hard work to get to the final version to where it was able to sell. It's a failure. But the thing about it is, when those people failed, they didn't give up. They didn't just say, "Oh, to hell with it. I can't do this. It's not for me." They persisted, and they used some grit. They adversed through the adversity. Is that a word? They persevered through the adversity. I'm sorry. But it took hard work, grit, and perseverance to get the final product. They didn't let failure deter them off their path to success. So with that being said, understand that every successful person has had to go through failure. And if you want to be that successful person, guess what? You have to fail, but you have to be okay with failing. You have to understand that it's just a part of the road. It's a part of the journey. You can't get to point A. You can't get to point Z without getting to A through Z, if that makes sense, And, maybe maybe letter G or point G might be a failure. Point X might be a failure. Maybe point Y, right as you get to the end, you may think that it's perfect and that, it's finally time to, you've reached the end goal, you did everything you could, and then you might fail, right as you get to the end, You ever seen those videos, those track videos where someone's racing, a 400 meters, for example? They get to the end of the race, they give it everything they got in their body, every inch of effort in their body, and they fall at the end, and they failed, and an average person would use that failure and say, I'm so embarrassed, I'm gonna quit, I'm never gonna show my face on the track again. you know, a real successful person, a person who really wants it, a person who wants to be successful, is going to use that video. They're going to look at that video, then fall in every single day and use it as determination and motivation to come back stronger and harder, to persevere from that moment, thus leading them to success. So with that being said, failure is a requisite to success. I'm sorry. And on to the next topic. To be successful, you have to take a couple losses. And it's kind of funny, I don't know if any of y'all listen to the rapper Gunna, but there's a song of his called P. Angels on his album, A Gift and a Curse. It's one of the lyrics go, took a few losses as part of the game. And I feel like that, when I heard that line, it really stuck with me because, you know, I don't know if any of y'all know what Gunna have went through, but, you know, he went through all the snitching allegations. You know, he was at the top peak of his career. And then it just all went to shit. He lost it all like that. So he took a big loss. He took loss after loss. I'm pretty sure he lost a lot of money. He lost a lot of fame. He lost a lot of respect from his peers. But you know what? Through all the adversity, through all the negativity being surrounded by him, through all of the turmoil, he arose. And you know, he kept pushing. He kept persevering. Now look at him. He got his body right. He's still making good songs. You know, like, took a few losses. It's a part of the game. You gotta look at it like that. Like, you gotta look at it like it just is what it is. Like, to get to where you want to be, you have to take some losses. It just is what it is. It's inevitable, guys. Like, it's inevitable. You gotta lose. Think about your favorite anime character, your favorite superhero comic character, Naruto. He had to lose to get, before he got to be Hokage. He had to lose. He lost the pain. He didn't lose, but like, pain destroyed the village. That's a big failure, you know what I'm saying? Like, the whole village is destroyed. That's a big loss. But guess what? In that moment, Naruto could have just gave up and not instantly teleported there with the frogs, you know? He couldn't have came in like a boss. He could have just stayed with the toads in that little village or wherever they were, you know what I'm saying? If you watch Naruto, you know what I'm saying? But he showed up, showed out, through the losses, and got the dub at the end of the day. You know, took a few losses. It's a part of the game. It just is what it is. You can't navigate through it. You have to go straight through it to get to where you want to be, guys. That's one of the most important parts of it. You cannot navigate. You cannot exclude yourself from failure. You have to go through it. You can't go over it. You can't go under it. You can't go to the right. You can't go to the left. You have to go straight through it, head first. And on to the next topic. There's a quote by Winston Churchill. It's there's beauty. Success is not a final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. And I feel like that's very powerful. That is a very powerful statement because, again, like I said, when the average person fails, you know, they get discouraged and they get unmotivated and they allow it to consume them. They allow their failures to consume them and ultimately define who they are as a person. Like I said with the track example, some track athletes will use that fall and let it define their whole career. They will be forever known as the person who fell short at the finish line. And that's about 80% of track members, not even 80, 90%. The other 10% is going to use that fall as motivation and not let it define the careers, not let it define who they are as a person. They're going to use that moment and come back and let the comeback moment define who they are. You know, it really shows your true character when you fail. Because when you fail, if you look at it, if you change your perspective on it and look at it as a positive, failure only helps you become a better person. It helps you grow. It helps you learn what you need to do in order not to fail. Again, like I said with the mic, whoever made this and whoever was testing this prototype, when they got to the end and it didn't work, it wasn't exactly where they wanted it to be. They made adjustments, they made tweaks. It's like in a coach in a game. If he's trying out a play and it's not working, you make adjustments and you tweak some things. Right? Maybe you move the wide receiver down. Instead of a play action, you do a shotgun. You know, it's little things like that. Like, you make adjustments, but you don't let it end all. You don't let it be the deciding factor of the game. You let the universe decide that, not you. You keep pushing with no matter what. You keep going until you can't give it anymore. there's another quote by the notorious Jermaine Cole. I don't know if y'all know him by that name, but J. Cole is basically his stage name. But I don't know exactly what song it is. I think it's Love Yours, but there's a line in that song where he says, love yours. I mean, not love yours. He says it's beauty in the struggle. I'm sorry. But I believe that line is very true because it truly is beauty in the struggle. Again, it's beauty in failure. Failure shows you what you need to do the next time. And I said it in the last video, when you fail, it's like a moment in time, right? You stop, you understand what went wrong, and then say you failed today, right? You failed in math test. Your teacher lets you get a retake. A week later, you study. You do different things than you did the first time because the first time obviously it didn't work. If you fail your math test and you get another week to study, right? And you study exactly the same way you studied prior to the test, and you fail again, you have no one else to blame but yourself because you set yourself up for failure once again. You know, ignorance could be excused because you weren't enlightened. But once you are enlightened, if you continue to be ignorant to the problem and how to solve the problem, then you are the problem. And that's just the harsh truth. But again, that's why you're listening to this video, because you want to uncover the hard truth and you want to better yourself and you want to do better. And to do better, you must learn from your mistakes, because if you do not learn from your mistakes, you are a fool. A man who does not learn from his mistakes is a fool. So, with that being said, learn from your mistake, guys. It's beauty in the struggle. It truly is. Failures makes us who we are. They don't define us. Your failures don't define you. And for any of you young men or young women listening to this video right now, understand that your failures don't define you. You are not defined by your failures. You're still defined by your character, who you are on the inside and the out, not by what you do, but who you are. And yeah, guys, this was really not supposed to be that much long of a video. I just wanted to come on here and just share the word again with y'all. I was reading and I came across the topic of failure, so I wanted to come on here and just share my thoughts about it, share my opinions, and hopefully y'all enjoyed. Hopefully I was able to inspire and motivate some of y'all to understand that failure is not a bad thing. Use it as a motivation factor. Use it to drive you to do better. So with that being said, I'm going to end this video right here, y'all. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all for watching. If you made it to the end, make sure to take care of yourself, guys. Take care of yourself. Your body is a temple. Health is wealth. Mentally, physically, and emotionally. Take care of yourself, guys. Remember, this life is ours, and we control our reality. So, do what you will with that information. I'm going to head out, y'all. Thanks for watching the video. Peace out.